These are the 20 most embarrassing moments in NFL history. And at number 20, Chris Godwin literally got the knocked out of him because after taking a brutal hit against the Vikings, cameras spotted a brown stain on Godwin's pants. Yikes, that's just demoralizing. And up next, we have a moment that fans still can't get enough of. Because in 2017, with the Patriots trailing 9-3 in Super Bowl 52, Belichick called a trick play where Brady lined up as a receiver.
Here, and now you got it flip back here to Danny Amendola, who throws, and it's Brady who can't pull it in.
Instead of turning it into a legendary play, Brady made a fool out of himself. To make matters worse, the Patriots also went on to lose the game. As if this mistake could get any more unforgettable, this play has since become a viral meme. Similarly, Eli Manning also has moments he wants us to forget. See, back in his 2017 season, Manning only won 3 games. This gave the Giants no choice but to bench Manning for the first time in his career. Even though Manning saw it coming, his reaction was unexpected. When the media approached him, Manning held back tears. Getting benched is sad, but acting that emotional over it? Come on, man. But this next player retired at halftime. Because after an uneventful Week 2 first half between the Bills and the Chargers, Vontae Davis went into the locker room and never came back out. According to Davis, it became clear that he wasn't the same player he once was. Rather than finishing out the game, Davis convinced himself that he didn't belong on the football field anymore. Now that's embarrassing, but it still doesn't compete with this Daniel Jones play.
Takes off and he is gone. Trying to stay upright and he trips.
Am I missing something, or did Daniel Jones just trip on grass? It appears the turf monster has struck again. However, the turf monster is far from a quarterback's worst nightmare. Because in 2019, Sam Darnold saw ghosts on the football field. Down 24-0 against the Patriots in the first half, there were no explanations for Darnold's atrocious performance. By this time, Darnold had already thrown multiple interceptions with no receivers nearby. This caused Darnold to say something truly shocking.
Seen ghosts.
But that's nowhere near as embarrassing as a nip slip that happened at the halftime show. But we'll talk about that in a minute. And the Dallas Cowboys might also be cursed. Over the past 25 years, the Cowboys have only won 3 playoff games. One reason for this lackluster statistic is our next moment. During this season's playoffs, the Cowboys were driving down the field with a chance to win the game. However, time was not on their side. Down 6 with only 13 seconds left, the Cowboys had time for 2 passing plays at best. But for whatever reason, Prescott ran a quarterback sneak instead, inevitably running out the clock. This puzzling decision left fans dumbfounded and fuming, and I don't blame them. Believe it or not, this isn't the most embarrassing ending to a playoff game. Instead, that title belongs to this next moment. It was January 10th, 2016, and the Vikings were about to knock the Seahawks out of the playoffs. With seconds remaining, the only thing standing in the way was a 27-yard field goal. Most kickers normally make this kick in their sleep, but on this particular day, the pressure got to Walsh, who missed the field goal by a long shot. This play was so embarrassing, you'll probably never hear a Vikings fan speak about it again. Thankfully, this disastrous kick didn't happen in the Super Bowl. The same can't be said for number 12. Heading into Super Bowl 50, the Panthers' offense seemed unstoppable. However, that wouldn't be the case against the Broncos. Throughout the game, the Broncos continually shut down the Panthers' offense. So much so that Cam Newton stopped trying. With the game on the line in the fourth quarter, the Broncos forced a critical fumble. And to everyone's dismay, Newton didn't go after the fumble. Instead, he watched his teammates put their bodies on the line while he took the rest of the play off. Come on, dude, it's the Super Bowl for crying out loud. It's difficult to find a more embarrassing moment, but this next play definitely has this moment beat. During a 2020 season, the 0-11 Jets were seconds away from their first win of the season. All they had to do was prevent a Hail Mary. However, even this task proved too difficult. That's because their defensive coordinator, Greg Williams, called a cover zero. To no one's surprise, Derek Carr threw a game-winning 46-yard touchdown to Henry Rugg on that same play. Sometimes you can't make this stuff up. Speaking of making stuff up, no one saw the 10th most embarrassing moment coming at all. That's because midway through Super Bowl 38, the unthinkable happened. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake were singing their hearts out when Jackson suffered perhaps the most embarrassing wardrobe malfunction ever. Now, millions of people saw something that they can't unsee. It's hard not to feel bad for Jackson. This field goal attempt was a hot mess from start to finish, but Garo Yepremian's pass is almost unwatchable.
Step down, the kick is blocked, rolling loose on the field. It is picked up by Garo. He tries to throw a pass, deflected in the air, grabbed by Bass.
Your neighbor across the street can probably throw a better pass than that. It's no wonder that this play earned the nickname Garo's Gaff. Do you know what else is a gaff? This safety from Dan Orlovsky.
Here comes Jared Allen, and he's out of bounds. Poor guy, I don't even know if he realized it. And that's a safety.
How do you accidentally run out the back of the end zone? In 2008, the 0-16 Lions had many embarrassing moments, but this safety takes the cake. Similarly, the 0-16 Browns had their fair share of mistakes in 2017, but one dropped catch in particular sealed the deal on their winless season.
Field, Kaiser under pressure, somehow escapes. Kaiser's pass is incomplete.
Coleman's drop is inexcusable to say the least, but not as inexcusable as a pair of Leon Lett plays. The first of which comes in the Super Bowl. Take a look.
Run! He's being chased by Beebe. Watch out! Did he get across? No, they are not. That's going to be a touchback to Buffalo.
Just as Lett appeared poised to take it to the house, his cockiness got the best of him. Karma has a funny sense of humor. As brutal as this play was, it's not even Lett's biggest blunder. Watch this next play and you'll agree.
Here, knocks the ball. No, it's not 92, it's 97.
Jimmy Jones.
Now someone touches the football here. Watch what happens. It's Leon Lett.
Sadly, Brandon Bostic is also known for a major mistake. His mistake was so brutal that it cost the Packers a trip to the Super Bowl.
Good kick up into the air. It's loose in the cover by Seattle.
It's difficult not to feel bad for Bostic. He made an honest mistake, and now he'll never hear the end of it. Meanwhile, the fifth most embarrassing moment is embarrassing for totally different reason. Just ask Stephen Tulloch, who tore his ACL by doing the discount double check after sacking Rodgers. But what's even worse than this play is missing a game-tying extra point.
Of incredible plays along the line for the Saints to stay alive, pending the extra point by John Carney.
And he missed.
No!
Instead of going down as one of the most miraculous plays, this play gets its fame for the wrong reason. And now we're at number 3, and these are the most embarrassing moments that you don't want to miss. Because Jim Marshall literally earned the other team points. See, in one game, Marshall picked up a fumble and then ran the wrong way for a safety. Marshall was obviously experiencing a massive brain fart. I don't even want to know how his teammates felt. This brings us to our second most embarrassing moment, where the Colts made a buffoonery of themselves on special teams.
He'll snap it. Actually, Colt Anderson is behind him. And what in the world?
Words can't even explain how embarrassing this play is. I don't know which is worse, calling the play or having the guts to run this play in the first place. It's now time to reveal the most embarrassing NFL moment. It's none other than the butt fumble. because my man Mark Sanchez ran headfirst into his center's butt. The fumble and defensive touchdown which happened afterward just seal the deal. Even more embarrassing is getting hit so hard you get hospitalized, or getting kicked in the face by Antonio Brown. And I know you want to hear more about that, so click this video right here.